You guys, I did it. The 2,000 piece Disney Pixar puzzle that I started, I don't know how many days ago, working on it little bit by bit, is done. So with it, tiny little poster. I mean, not much bigger than, not really any bigger than the box top. So I did have my handy dandy little magnifying glass because it became desperation after getting to the not so easy to see pieces. So yes, this is 2,000 pieces. They were all here. It was a sealed, thrifted puzzle, but you never know, because people always talk about how they're missing pieces out of brand new puzzles. Luckily, this one is not missing any. It is beautiful. I don't know if I will ever want to do it again, because it was just so many pieces. There's just so much going on. Blue was the color that was just, oh, there's so much blue in all of this. So yeah, the very last pieces went in here. That was the one that I saved for last. That one was pretty much next to last, just because of all that green. It was just, yeah, this is not a puzzle you can work on when you're tired. So that one was pretty much done pretty early on. I had a lot of those pieces separated, but they weren't all together, for a while. That was like one of the first parts that I did, because that's like the only part of the puzzle that has the colors like that, the little textures in there. That one was also done pretty early because of all the different little monsters. I did sort out that Ratatouille and that Ratatouille, and then I, slowly figured out the those pieces. This part was pretty much done early, because the only other place that has that kind of yellow, where was it? Well, there was a little bit yellow there, some yellow there, a little bit of yellow there, but they were all different. This Wally, this shade of yellow is different, so that was pretty much, I think it was the blues that I was kind of confused on, but this dark texturing of those blues, kind of whatever. You got Merida here in her hair, so that's like really the only orangey orange parts other than that Incredibles, but there's no texture in that, so her hair was pretty easy to differentiate. The family, we got Wally down here. So anyways, I'm done, thankfully. The last couple pieces were also was actually the piece, let's see, right there, because I mean, if you look at it, I guess the bubbles on it or whatever, the coloring, but anyways, yeah, it was, I mean, you got some of that there, so that's kind of why that was there. Yeah, I just, whew, wow. That one was kind of hard too, just because of all the dark colors and stuff, but it got to the point where I had pretty much just blue left, and then a few like darker blue or black pieces, and because pretty much all of the pieces were filled in around it, I knew what shape to go to. So this one was done pretty early too, with just a few pieces that I had to kind of fill in, but I mean, those are the only skeletons anywhere on here, so that was also done fairly early. And then the knives, figuring out the knives and the forks there, was actually done fairly early. And of course, obviously, the balloons. That's the only place those were at. So yeah, wow, this was a chore. Like I said, I'm going to keep it in my collection because it is a Disney puzzle, but I don't, unless I go insane, maybe, I don't know if I'll do it again. It's just, it was a lot. The pieces are so tiny. But now that I've done it too, I kind of have a better idea. I kind of know what I'm up against and everything. So, yeah, what do you think? I mean, I don't know how many hours I have into this thing, but it's a lot. I know that. But here we go. All of its glory. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And tell me, would you try this puzzle?